everybody!
Oh my gosh.
Hi! Hello! It has been exactly 1 week since we have last played this lovely game.
It's been exactly
1 week. It's been exactly but redacted. No, it has definitely been just 1 week. We remember everything that's going on. We have been playing consistently. That's what happens. And it is definitely not almost Christmas at this point. So, but we are back for another fun time in Castles and Crusades here on TLG, and we're super excited to get back into it. I don't know. Do we got anything major? I think at this, I don't even know how timely all of this information is going to be by the time it comes out. So
I realized that last time, saying things that are relevant about the store, it's not going to.
The Kickstarter for the Hermit's up currently, and it's doing
that
great.
Immediately digs the video.
Incredible.
Immediately is like, all right, it'll be out by the time this all comes out.
The Hermit's probably shipping.
Oh yeah, look
I
for
hope
it
you love it.
Thank you for funding the Hermit.
Copy of the Hermit.
Yes. And today we're playing the Hermit.
Yes.
We're not playing the Hermit.
No, unfortunately not. But soon.
But we're all cosplaying hermits, so
it's true.
Like
I am a hermit IRL.
Yeah.
No, that's great. It's hard to do announcements when we're pre-recording these things, and it's hard to say timely stuff. But we're super excited to play again. To get back into the game. I don't think we've got any major announcements or anything like that. So with that being said, what do you say we just jump right into it?
Jump right into it.
I didn't prepare a little recap, so this is all going off memory. He said we'll cut this part out. Don't worry. So last we left off, our intrepid heroes of Havensford were having a lovely little time together. The Harvest Festival was coming up, and they were all gathering their things, kind of getting some crafts, putting on a fun little theatrical fight for kids and the general population, and just generally having some good times with friends and family. And the crew was just having a lovely night as festivities came to a rest. Unfortunately, the fun times did not continue to roll, as a young woman whose name I absolutely do remember. I'm just pausing for dramatic effect. Millie McDarcy, had just gotten engaged just a few hours ago. She comes running back into the tavern, screaming, crying. It claims she was attacked by some sort of cloaked individual. And was beseeching the town and everyone in the tavern to please help. She was petrified. And as our heroes rallied and made their way out, they immediately saw the cloaked individual. And unfortunately, that cloaked individual was missing about half of their face. But that did not seem to stop them, as it was pretty clear this was some sort of undead, a fiendish monster. Not fiendish, it'd be an undead. Just an undead. Fiendishly undead. But not in the traditional fiend.
Wait, a fiend?
It's not racially a fiend.
It's not
just,
racial
it's
fiend. It's fiendishly the descriptor.
Yes.
But the party, taking no time at all, springs into action with some choice moves, I must say, by Simon, tapping into a power I'm not even sure he was aware he possessed, let out this burst of holy divine energy and managed to turn 3 of the 4 undead that were that had wandered into Havensford, and immediately turning the tide of the fight into the party's favor. After just a few seconds, they were able to take down one of them. However, the 3 that were turned have managed to kind of wander off and are now outside of the immediate vicinity of where the party is kind of cleaning up this one remaining undead. And that is where we pick up tonight. So you all, the rain is continuing pour down. Let's get some good ambience going on here too. Gotta have some good ambience. Don't want that too loud. So as the rain continues to kind of assault you, very heavy, hard to see. It is pitch black now at this point, and it's about 10, 11 at night now. The 3 undead that you had turned, Simon, have wandered and fled beyond everyone's line of sight. However, you did know that 2 of them are heading somewhat together southward, and the third one is seemingly kind of almost going back the way they came, in kind of like an east by kind of northeast direction. I know too that Olus and Davhim had, I believe, mounted up on Olus's trusty steed and were pursuing the 2 southward, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Okay, so with you all mounting up and kind of riding southward, the other 3 of you remaining, what are you all doing?
Enwyn is sprinting after them.
Enwyn is sprinting after them.
Also
all right.
going southward.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Lenore, same.
Simon is like standing there with the torches. People like push past him, and he's like, "Enwyn, Lenore," and he's like, and he'll like call into the tavern and yell for somebody to, not Millie, for somebody to come out and like put a cloak over this body, and then he will follow after.
Sure. Absolutely. As you call out, Ollie McBoy, the owner and proprietor of the Silky, has come out, as kind of got some things, is kind of tending to Millie as well. It's like, go on, we've got it covered here.
Rush out.
The rest of you kind of like head out. Okay, so with Olus and Davhim in the lead, first off, do you all have some form of night vision? Is my first question.
I believe I do have dark vision. But
Fantastic.
Also, depending on the speed of our lovely horse, I have looked at the dancing light spell, and
Okay.
I can will them to move up to 100 feet in a round.
Beautiful.
They
Wow.
need to be within 100 feet, 150 feet of me, and 20 feet of each other. But other than that, basically we have just like 4 like floating illusory torches, kind of just like parading with us through the night.
Perfect.
For everyone's, my horse moves 60.
Okay,
gorgeous.
so Davhim, you're easily able to will these lights alongside you, keeping your at least immediate vicinity well lit. As you all take off, it is not but just a few seconds at a full gallop, where you come upon 2 ragged-looking individuals, kind of like sort of running, sort of stumbling their way down the road, kind of clearly mindlessly going one, just kind of, you can tell there's not much thought in this movement. They are just fleeing this scene.
I got my lance.
Yeah, Olus, are you right-handed?
Yes.
Okay.
I made a character decision now.
Okay.
Davhim will he was kind of like carrying the sword kind of like low off to the side, like kind of like holding it out,
Sure.
so that the horse didn't get it, and he will like very quickly like weave it to his other hand, and then
Sure.
kind of like tuck his arm in to give Olus the lancing position.
Are they like keeping pace with each other?
The fleeing undead?
Yeah.
Relatively. I mean, they're not, side by side, but they're kind of following the street is kind of just funneling them somewhat.
Yeah.
They're just kind of going.
Then I think Olus on Lady Spins is just gonna kind of split the difference between them and just like try to drive his horse between the 2 of them, so that way I'm hitting on the right side and Davhim sitting on the left side.
Mhm.
Beautiful. I love it. So both of you go ahead and make me an attack roll. I will also give you a circumstantial +2, as they are kind of unaware and you are coming up fast and hard on them.
They also have a +2 because they are being turned still.
You have a +2, so a collective +4.
Hey.
Also, with my lance, I do triple damage on a hit.
Ah!
Oh!
Let's go.
Well,
Because
that
I am a
sure
knight.
is nice.
Okay. Let's see here.
Oh, look at that.
So have you considered also a natural 20?
I mean, it's,
Oh, yeah.
We thought about it. We've considered it.
Okay,
Toss
so
the idea
the good
around.
news is both of you hit.
Yay!
Do I do crits in Castles and Crusade or double dice?
The way we're playing it, we're using an option that you can find actually in the player's handbook. Check it out for free at TLG. We are playing where your weapon damage dice is maxed, and then you add a d4 on top of that. So whatever your damage dice is, that plus a d4 plus your strength.
So it's going to be 10 plus 1 is 11 plus 2 is 13 damage. From me.
Beautiful.
Whew.
12 for me.
12 for you. Okay, beautiful. You both strike these two true in the back. Like both of you get a pretty good shot directly between the shoulder blades as they both hit the ground from the force. However, you see they are still stirring as now they're starting to try to get their way up. It's kind of harder for them as the rain has caused the ground to get very muddy and very, very kind of sticky. But you all make your hit and kind of drive through. As you kind of wheel about and turn around, the other three of you come up on the scene as you're able to pretty clearly see this thanks to Davhim's lights.
Yeah, I will leave the torches around them, around the zombies.
Perfect. So as the three of you kind of run up as well, you see these two undead starting to kind of get up out of the mud. If you all would like to do anything, I will give you this opportunity to do whatever.
Enwyn is already pulling out her short bow and knocking an arrow and going, "Come on, Odell, you're the man of the house now. Come on." And she's gonna try to fire.
Beautiful.
Not very good, is it?
That is a 7 to hit.
You get a +2 from the being turned.
Oh, true.
So it's a 9.
So it's
So
a
it's a
9. As
9.
you shoot it lands in part of the arm, but it's pretty clear it didn't really do any damage or not enough to really stop it. But still, a valiant effort. Who else we got? We've got Simon and Lenore. Do you all have anything you wish to do?
I will also try to take a shot. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the character sheet.
Hey, we all are. That's quite all right. We're all new to this, and that's part of the fun. Leave your comments below how terrible we are.
Crane,
Did I
is your
get it?
character's nickname Win?
Oh, beautiful. That is a 12
Right.
plus an additional circumstantial 2 for a 14, and that is just enough to hit.
All right. So is that 8 damage, or do I need to roll something else?
I believe that is just a solid 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And Lenore, which one are you targeting? Kind of the left or right, basically?
Left.
Okay. Fantastic. As it's starting to get up, it kind of raises its head up and turns just in time to hear the thunk of the heavy crossbow releasing, and it hits it square in the temple as it falls back down into the mud. We've got one more left. Simon, is there anything you would like to do before it gets a turn?
Yeah, actually, like as Simon like pulls up to the back of the scene with like his lantern, he's gonna kind of like, there was another one, and then he'll like shout to the group to say there was another one, and then start running back to pursue the one that went northeast.
Okay. So with that, Simon heading back northeast to try to track down the one remaining straggler.
I think I would yell like above the pounding of the hooves and the pounding of the rain. I think Davhim would just kind of yell out loud to Olus like, "Please, there's one more.
Yeah, Olus is just kind of like gripping the reins and pulling Lady Spins back around. And we're gonna set off towards the there's one more here with us and then one more running away.
There is one more here with you. A question for you, Simon. Having been turned but now being struck in combat, is it still turned?
Yes. Others can attack it. I can't. If I attack it, it breaks.
Understood.
Gotcha.
With that, the undead's going to try to get up once again, and it's going to spend its action fleeing as much as it can. And with it's kind of at this point heading more towards you, Olus and Davhim, as it's not on you, but it is heading your direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Olus is just gonna wheel around and try to get his lance going again.
Beautiful, go for it.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take a swing.
Yeah.
Do we still have that circumstantial plus? We have the +2 from the turn.
You had the 2 from the turning. The circumstantial was just for the initial attack.
Gotcha. Okay. So a 10.
It's unfortunately going to miss.
Damn.
It was bad. It was bad.
So as you both go, you seem like you're about to strike true, but the creature actually stumbles in the mud a little bit and ends up falling down, and your swings just kind of end up going over it as it gets back up and starts to move and is going to try to go past you all. Lenore and Wynn.
I think that just real quick, Davhim
Sure.
would just kind of like pat Olus on the back and go, "Fuck, Simon!" And then as we like past Lenore and Wynn, just be like, "You've got."
Good luck.
Ah!
Yeah, Olus is going to continue flying towards Simon.
Gotcha. Okay. So, Lenore and Wynn, can you finish this off?
Can
Let's see.
I land a single hit?
Do it.
You did last combat.
I did not. I did not land a
Oh, did
single
you?
hit last
Oh
combat.
no, it was the
This is the one.
contest. It was the game you got like
Yeah.
the nat 20 on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one right here.
This is
This
it
is it.
right here.
+2.
13.
13.
15.
I'm so sorry. That is
That's
just
okay.
shy
That's
of what
okay.
you need.
That's okay. The pressure's on.
The pressure's on.
Yeah.
How far away are they from us?
At this point, with its movement, they're about 80 to 90 feet away from you right now.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Hey,
I
let's
think that'll
go.
do it.
There we
With
fucking
that,
Let's go.
with that, Lenore on a sharpshooting streak here, as it gets up from the mud and runs past Olus and Davhim. One of Enwyn's arrows just barely missing. You just take your time and once again, back of the skull, down in the mud. It's not getting back up.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Smash cut to Simon, Olus, and Davhim. Simon, you have a little bit of a head start, but as you hear behind you the galloping of a horse and kind of the gentle glow kind of coming up. Or Davhim, did you bring the lights with you, or did you leave them? behind?
After no, I left them on the zombie specifically because I was waiting until it died.
Sure.
But once it dies, I don't know if I'm still in. I think at my next turn the horse would move 60 feet and I would be able to move them
Sure.
100 feet to try and catch up with us. So potentially after the zombie dies, yes.
Sure.
They would follow
To be
after.
clear, Olus has Twilight Vision.
Fantastic. So funnily enough, the combination of the two actually can be problematic. You all have the lights of the dancing lights, which provide kind of like a nice, basically torch light. However, as you're heading off into the darkness, you you do have the dark vision, and you feel your eyes beginning to kind of dilate to the darkness. However, it's kind of like, when you first step into that dark room, like you're not quite adjusted there. You have some glow of like homes nearby and people indoors, and like it's not so dark that you run the risk of slamming into a building, but it is very dark right now.
Yeah.
So as you three kind of head out, let's see. Go ahead and first, Olus and Davhim, you quickly catch up with Simon. Is there anything you all wish to do there?
If I was ahead of them, can I see the other one, or has it gone out of view?
So the way you have separated, it is kind of almost at like a right angle. You cannot currently see the pathway the other one had basically fled from.
But did I see which path it went down?
Yes, you do know the road it went down. You've traveled like a good ways down the street to the south and need to kind of cut back north into then kind of like east, basically.
Yeah. So like we basically retraced our steps.
Yes, you are currently retracing your steps and are about to hit the kind of like the intersection where the tavern sits now.
Sure. So as we like come to that, I mean, Simon knows that he can't outpace like two dudes on a horse.
Sure.
So like as he comes to like the intersection, he'll hear them coming up and see them, and he'll like hold his lantern and like point and like yell at them over the rain. He went that way, and then he'll move to like go next to the body that's already down that's out front of the tavern.
Sure, absolutely. So Olus and Davhim, you head then kind of north, assuming you're following Simon's directions.
Yeah.
Head north and then kind of cut northeast.
I would like to take my dancing lights and like instead of having them like be super close to the horse at that point, I think that I would like place them at like alleyway openings along one side and then have them all switch over and then have them all switch over as we like move forward to kind of like shine light down any of the side streets that it might have gone down.
Beautiful. Would you two on horseback please give me a wisdom check as you search for the remaining undead?
Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, no.
Oh.
So close.
Let's see. What do we got? We got. Davhim, you're kind of moving the lights around. No, you're. Did you make two?
I double clicked. Sorry.
That's cool. That's quite all right. No worries. The good news is, Davhim, you're kind of focusing more on the lights and you're trying to keep an eye out, but you're kind of slightly distracted by the movement of the lights. But Olus, you see as one of the lights kind of moves down an alleyway, you see in the shadows the kind of stumbling figure has seemingly kind of like cut off and is running. It looks like he's making not quite a beeline, but like he's kind of heading back towards the northeastern forest ridge.
Is the alleyway big enough for Lady Spins to get into?
Yeah, it's a little tight, but enough to get through. Yeah.
Okay. Olus is gonna kind of point towards the Zambo, and look back to Davhim and just say, "Should we get off or should we chase after it?"
Just go.
Okay. And Olus is gonna trench run the fucking buildings.
I love it.
Let's go.
So as you run down, there's not much room for this creature to maneuver. So go ahead and give me another attack.
If you don't hit it, you'll trample it.
Putting the lights
it's kind of how it is.
Putting the lights down the alley, shouting loud, like, "Stay inside! Watch out! Stay inside!" Like just trying to make sure no one comes out into the back alleys as we're going. Is there enough room for me to get a swing with my sword, or would it only be
sure?
there
Yeah, I'll say you've got enough, just enough. You're kind of like more of doing kind of a lunge more than anything. But yeah, you've got enough to get a hit on it.
Okay. No, I don't. Never mind.
it's a tight alleyway as you'll all both kind of try to you kind of lunge forwards as your horse kind of rears a little bit. The good news is, however, can you Olus, can you give me a just a strength check for your horse, real quick.
Yeah. Let me see what primary attributes are physical. So that means that they are
Primes, so it would be a base 12.
All right. Oh my god, this is gonna sound so stupid. It's D20, right?
Base 12 for horse trample.
Base 12 for horse trample.
Might even be
Oh
low.
my gosh!
Hey.
So
Yo.
you
There is damage. There is damage for this.
perfect. Go ahead and roll damage for that, as they are also knocked prone.
Okay. It says okay. So it says they attack with 2 hooves for 1d4 plus 1 damage. Does that mean they get 2 attacks?
I think it's probably one attack.
I think
but
it's saying, yeah.
hooves,
I think it's
like
only one.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But go for it. Yeah, that'll hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
For 3
Beautiful.
damage.
As this narrow alleyway keeps it from kind of maneuvering too much, in addition to the damage, it falls down behind you as you all kind of like ride over it. Now on the other side of the alleyway, not even really too much room to kind of turn around on horseback in here.
I think we got to run through and then turn around and come back.
Is there any? I feel like we've done a lot. I feel like I've done a lot, like moving lights, talking,
Sure.
making a swing. I kind of had assumed that it was Olus in front and I was behind.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I was imagining it too.
I would like to drop off the back.
Easily done.
Into-
Go ahead and
into
just
the
give
mud.
me a dexterity check as you slide off, and
Okay.
basically are attempting not to just like.
There are
Sure,
specific
sure.
rules for this.
Oh, there are. Well,
Are
hey,
there?
we are learning. So
Educate
can you
me.
educate?
Hmm.
What page on what book?
I think it's specifically in the night rules.
Beautiful.
So it says a knight can attempt to take no damage after falling from a mount by rolling to the side or leaving off, including when the mount falls. The character takes 1d6 points of falling damage on any failed attribute check.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think I failed my attribute check. And so I'll take a d6 of damage? Question mark.
I believe that is how we're playing it. So
Oh
yes.
dear.
Uh-oh.
And
Good
this
news is
part-
it's just 1 point of
Great.
damage.
That's my
It
favorite
is-
thing.
It is
Ooh.
it is very wet out. While Olus is feeling very comfortable in the saddle, Davhim, it's a little less familiar to you. As you hop down, you just kind of really like hit it hard on your knee. You stand back up, but oh man, that's gonna hurt tomorrow. But you are officially off the horse.
Okay. That has to be the end of my turn. I feel like I've done way too much.
That will be the end of your turn. Smash cutting back to the other three, Enwyn, Lenore, and Simon. Enwyn, Lenore, you have managed to take out the last remaining undead. As you can see, Simon's lantern kind of wavering off in the distance. What would you all like to do?
Enwyn takes like this like impulsive move forward as if she's gonna run towards the bodies and stops kind of dead in her tracks and just stands there looking at them.
It's a bit of a gruesome sight. Enwyn, go ahead and give me a wisdom check, please.
I think Lenore would want to investigate the bodies.
Sure.
Whatever one's closest to her, see if there's anything on it that's.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check. Okay. Enwyn, as you kind of like look over at this body, the rain and the muck are kind of like covering it a good amount, but something
She's
that
not approaching really. She's freaked out.
freaking out. Okay, sure
She's-
sure enough.
She's kind of just stood there, just for flavor.
Sure, absolutely.
Lenore got up in there, but did not see shit.
Yeah, Lenore, as you get up in there, so to speak, you do not find anything really indicative of anything on this. It's clearly an undead, as there's severe like lacerations that aren't quite bleeding, that I mean are kind of a telltale for things like undead. But outside of that, nothing really catches your eye with this body. And when keeping your distance, You see the mud that's kind of been caked on it is starting to slowly wash off from the heavy rain. From this distance, of course, it's hard to make out any details, but something that does catch your eye is the cloak that it's wearing does not appear to be in too bad of shape. It actually looks, were there not a massive like cut deep into its back, it kind of looks like it would be just like a person laying there. In the meantime, Simon, you've been kind of heading back and kind of like retracing your steps. What are you up to right now?
Simon is just kind of like making sure that like the first body that they killed is right in front of the tavern. Like somebody had come out and like put like a cloak covering it. And he's just gonna like kind of get like back underneath like the sort of like front, if there's like an awning on the tavern.
there's like a little bit of a cover that a lot of people will go out to like smoke their pipes or what have you, as there is a crowd starting to kind of like file out of the tavern now, and some of the other nearby buildings, the homes, it's pretty clear that people are like pretty upset and don't know what's going on.
Simon will like get up and like try to like talk people back into like the inn and like their houses, and if there's like somebody close to hand like that Simon might know, he would like ask them to run and get Knave.
Sure.
Like somebody he would like trust with that.
Absolutely. Ollie kind of coming out, having kind of been helping with Millie, says, "Don't worry, I'll go get them, Sheriff." As you see him kind of pull a cloak over and he runs off into the distance, kind of heading westward. Go ahead and give me a charisma check, please. As the crowds kind of start to file out and get a little bit closer, clearly seeing there's something on the ground that's being covered, vaguely body-like. A few of them, like some of the elders, kind of like just don't want to be in the rain, kind of not using it as an excuse to go back, kind of look a little bit and then kind of begrudgingly head back. But there's a good amount of people that you can hear the whispers and people starting to ask questions like, "Oh my God, is that a body? Who is that? What's going on? Who is that?" Just the murmur of the crowds.
Yeah, they'll just be like, "Everyone just stay calm. We've sent for the sheriff. Stay inside." And he'll just like stand there near the body and just make sure nobody kind of like approaches it.
Sure. Smash cut back to Davhim and Olus. Davhim took a little bit of a hard fall, but you were standing between Olus and this undead creature. Olus, you have managed to get to the end of the alley and turn around. What do you all wish to do?
How far away is the Zombo from me at this point? How far away did I get before I was able to?
Kind of hopping off relatively quickly. I'm going to say about 10 feet away.
Okay. As part of the attack action, I can move up to half my speed, right?
You can.
Okay. We will immediately get our swords back into my right hand, which is my primary hand. I'm trained with weapons, so that I can use offhand and stuff like that. But we'll get it in the main hand, two-hand it, and then run up. And is it still prone, or was it able to like get up?
It has gotten up since then and has started to shuffle towards you.
Okay.
But you may take your attack.
I will say this:
sure, absolutely.
It is probably too far away to be turned by now. It's like a 60-foot range.
Understood. Good to know.
Last question is, do I know this person?
Give me let's say give me a wisdom check, please.
Okay. That's a 19.
That is a 19. Looking at the person up and down, you feel like there is something familiar about them. Kind of looking, giving them a once over. The face is a little bit mangled. There's damage to the body as it's been trampled, but you are decently sure this is someone named Ibis that you've had interactions with in the past. I'll leave it at that for now. You do recognize
Sure.
this as someone named Ibis that is a local.
Davhim just gets a pained look, like the rain just beating down, his hair like drenching and curling into his face. He just kind of goes, "Sorry, Ibis," and he just goes in.
Sure, go for it. Oof.
That's trash. Absolute garbage.
As you kind of go, you put weight on that leg that had just kind of hit the ground a little too hard, and you cut into it, but again, it's just a grazing cut. As this creature now, the panic and fear that appeared to be in what was Ibis before is now gone, and there is not even a rage, but just an absence, a mindlessness that is just kind of looking at you as the mouth just begins to open and this gurgling sound escapes. Olus.
Yeah, so Olus is not going to rush down the alleyway towards his friend's back and potentially trample his friend.
Good idea.
I'm gonna use my action to just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of slow down Lady Spins, bring her to a stop, and then at the end of the alleyway, just kind of like block it off and kind of hold her there, and hop off the horse and begin moving towards Davhim, which I believe I can only move 15 feet. So
okay,
just make my way down the alley towards him.
Okay.
Make your way down.
Okay. It is going to be Ibis's turn now. The fear gone, the need to escape the area leaving its body.
Oh,
you
boy.
see its hand just come up from beneath the cloak as it's going to try to take a swing at you.
I swear to God, we split the party in the very first combat in our first CNC game.
Plus,
That is going to be a total of 12 to hit.
that is not going to hit. I have a 14 AC.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna vomit.
That could have been bad. As it goes,
Real
you
bad.
fortunately you kind of being familiar with combat and your martial prowess, you kind of use your tumble to your advantage and like pirouette and use the momentum forward to kind of deflect and parry the hand away. As you are now through the momentum, you are now on the opposite side, as you have both now kind of pincered Ibis in between the alley now. He cannot now escape without going through one of you. That is going to be his turn, which takes it back to you all. Olus, Ivan?
Yeah,
Or
I guess.
Davhim?
Olus, how far away is this thing from me? Is the zombie from me?
Now that you hop down and kind of close the distance, he's only about 10 feet away.
Great. I'm going to draw my broadsword and shield, and close in and attack.
Okay, go for it.
Fuck him up, fam.
Do it. Oh,
13.
but the +2.
Ooh.
isn't there
However,
anymore.
you two are flanking now.
Oh,
And he is focused
Hey.
on... rather, I should correct myself. Olus is flanking because
Yes.
Ibis is focused on Davhim. So you get
Okay.
a +2, Olus,
gorgeous.
and that is enough to hit.
Yeah. Rock on.
Stabbed.
Yo, this game is awesome.
It is. It's pretty great. As Olus, you cut in and you feel the sword kind of like hit, and you can feel it scraping against bone. It
I will
is
say-
still standing.
I will say Olus is not even thinking about the fact that these were once people.
Yeah.
He sees monsters.
That's probably pretty
Um,
reasonable.
And probably for the
Davhim will
best.
like see Olus come up from behind and get like a shing in the shoulder, and we'll just kind of go, hold him, and try and go in.
Okay, go for it. Oh,
So-
look at that!
Let's go.
Following up, a beautiful hit as you cut into it. It is still standing, however. As this it is holding on as this previous being, this Ivus, is standing there. He's gonna get one more attack off, I think.
We're just little level 1 babies.
Little level 1 babies.
You can't do that to them.
I'm going to say, because you both of you have your weapons, like Olus is specifically, I think, trying to hold in there. Ivus is still facing Davhim in this instance, so he's going to go for a swipe at Davhim.
Let's go.
It's only a 4. As he tries to move the arm that's been cut at the shoulder, the ligaments just not moving it enough, as it only just barely gets around. That'll be his turn, as it's back to you two.
Olus, please, you're flanking.
I'll take a swang.
Go for it, baby.
Baba Booey.
That'll hit.
For 16.
How would you like to do this, Olus?
So I think Olus will kind of like behind his shield, just like over the top, stab this thing in its shoulder. And then as it comes out, kind of wheel his sword around and just cleave through his neck.
Oh, beautiful. As there's just there's not even like much of a sound, as it's just like as the sword just is so sharp and the skin so wet and just kind of waterlogged that the head just immediately rolls off as the body kind of shudders and falls down against the wall and just kind of slides down.
Kind of mimicking the emaciated body of Ivus, Davhim will kind of like tumble into the opposite wall and then just kind of like,
Are you alright, buddy?
I was really scared. I thought for sure he's gonna hit me. I hurt my ankle as I came down off the horse, and
it was a hard. Yeah, we gotta practice that. I think that was. I mean, I think we did great. All things considered.
Way better than I thought it would go.
Olus is gonna kind of just like sheath his sword back into his shield, and then kind of kneel down.
You help me. My ankle is really giving me the numbers.
Yeah, he whistles and Lady Spins kind of comes up, and I just help Davhim get up onto Lady Spins.
Awesome.
I'll guide us back to the tavern. But I think I put the body on Lady Spins' back.
Cool.
As you shift it up, give me a wisdom check, please, Olus.
Okay. Baba Booey. That's a 4?
No.
It's a 4. Okay. You shift it up, and like coagulated blood and kind of just viscous goo just kind of starts to roll out of the neck stump.
Yuck.
It's pretty rough. If it wasn't fortunately it's raining and it's kind of washing away for the most part, but
oh man, this stinks a lot.
You just gotta look ahead. Just keep going ahead, and we'll be all right.
I can do it. And then Olus just kind of holding, like nearly retching, loads the body up onto Lady Spins' back.
Okay. In the meantime, Enwyn and Lenore, you all have kind of been standing out there. It's quiet. Some people have heard the ruckus, and some doors have opened as people kind of like peer out and are giving you all looks. What are you all doing?
We don't forget the head. I want to make clear.
I assumed you probably got the head. We're assuming that.
Okay.
I think Lenore would have noticed that Wynn was a little shaken up, so she would have probably just approached, put a hand on her shoulder, just like, "You good?" Okay.
Yeah. Did you recognize them?
No, not outside of it was Leon, right? The fiance.
First one.
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
one.
Tavern.
Leon's the only one I recognized. We'll probably need to talk to Millie. But I can... You don't need to do that. If you want, you can kind of... I can see that people are starting to look about and stuff. I'm fine having the... It is what it is. We're going to have like a bit of a weird talk about what happened tonight. But
Yeah.
it's
It-
okay.
It didn't look like my brothers or my dad.
I know Lenore had like a really low check, but could it be like she would have recognized like their faces though, right?
Sure. You two, you are both confident these are not your kin.
Yeah. Very reassuringly, like, absolutely not. It wasn't them.
Okay.
And with that, I think Lenore would actually like pull you into a hug and be like, it wasn't them.
She's trembling, but she wraps her arms around you too. The bow kind of clatters to the ground.
Yeah.
She wraps both her arms around. You were great. That was really awesome.
You were too. I mean, we all
please, I didn't hit a single one. You did
But you
the check
ran.
and then the crossbow. It was incredible.
you ran. Like we didn't know what we were facing. You just went into the dark, not knowing what would be there, and helped. And that's incredible.
Only because I knew you guys were behind me. Thanks.
Reset.
Okay.
If it helps, you can kind of be behind me as we walk to the town. And Lenore kind of positioning herself a little bit as far as like, and she's thinking like, there have been plenty of pets and things that people have brought to her that were not really in a position to be saved. She's had to have uncomfortable conversations before, so she's just feeling like a little more at ease being the one to possibly talk about this with townsfolk. And
Sure.
she's not really going to try to hide anything. If anyone approaches her, it's going to be like they were undead. But wouldn't specifically mention Leon until she would get to like tell Millie herself, or Leon's family directly. She wouldn't want it to be rumored back to them.
Sure.
And we'll trail behind Lenore, or just kind of over and over again looking back to the bodies, to the forest.
Sure. As you all kind of set off and begin to make your way back to the tavern, to the Selkie. We're going to take a quick break.
Ah!
Don't go anywhere. We're going to go, and you'll see us in
gosh.
like 2 seconds.
But it'd be
Ah!
longer for us.
It'll be longer for us. Time as we pick back up. Oh, welcome back. I can't believe we were only gone for 2.78
Oh my gosh.
seconds.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Hot dog.
I know.
Just enough time for an ad read, probably.
Just enough time to go make a cup of tea.
Just enough time
To go make water.
to give
To make.
Make.
to
Make.
cool to chill to
Make.
to make.
To
Yep.
Make and whoopee.
Nick,
Nope.
look what you've done.
Oh no.
Now
What
we're
did
all
I
saying-
do?
We've
Now we're all saying make.
disintegrated.
I didn't do that.
You did that.
I didn't start that.
Yeah, you did.
Speaking of starting things.
God.
Anyway.
Jumping back into it. So the undead threat seems to have been taken care of, as all is relatively quiet in Havensford for now. The sound of the rain is beginning to slow, though it's still coming down quite steadily. The crowd is gathering outside of the Singing Selkie. As Simon, you kind of like are trying to keep people at bay. All sorts of things are kind of coming into motion here as the rest of you, Olus, Davhim, Enwyn, and Lenore, you all eventually make your way back and return kind of pushing through the crowds as they all kind of see you come up, especially on being on Lady. You all manage to kind of get through as people immediately just start kind of like inundating you with questions like, what was that? Was this someone we know? Who is that? Are we under attack? What's going on? Like all of these questions being kind of thrown at you. What are we all doing?
So I don't know. It's not clear. It's unfortunate. This one was Ivis. I'm sorry.
I do putting his hands over, like kind of like in front of like Davhim. The sheriff is on the way. Everyone should return to their homes, to their businesses.
Wait, that was Ivis?
That was a good. Yeah.
Hey, let's not.
Murmurs. Oh my God, it's Ivis! I thought he was away on business. I thought he was here. Oh my God.
Simon's right though. Go.
Yeah, Lenore kind of echoing Simon's remarks, being like, things are safe now. There's going to be information after we're still figuring out what's going on, but just go to bed tonight. You're safe. There'll be info from the sheriff in the morning.
Give me a charisma check, Lenore.
Let's see.
Oh,
Let's go.
They're like, I saw her draw a magical rune on the ground. We should just fucking go.
Yeah, there were people that are present that witnessed you, Lenore. Maybe even for the first time for some of these people drawing on this magic that you have. You definitely have commanded a bit of attention and authority here as the crowd does begin to thin and slowly disperse. A few stragglers here and there, some kind of like younger kids, teenagers, like clearly kind of just like pretending to leave, but then kind of hanging back a good distance and looking. But for the most part, the crowd disperses as after, a few minutes, it's pretty much just you five currently outside beneath the kind of the awning of the Selkie. The body covered, the blanket kind of like soaking up water, as now a pretty clear outline of a body is showing beneath the blanket.
Yeah. Simon would move to help Olus get Ivis's body off of Lady Spence and then ask about where the other two bodies, if they're still in the road.
Did we fetch Leon?
Leon is here.
Leon is currently covered.
Okay.
However, well, you all did not get the other two bodies as a point of order.
Enwyn is kind of saving Private Ryan, like, and she's just kind of helping Davhim down off the horse and doesn't respond.
I can go get the other bodies.
I'll go with you.
Okay. And I'm just gonna lead Lady Spins over to the other bodies.
Okay.
Sam will kind of give like a look to Lenore, like, I trust you. I know you have this.
Yep.
So you two, it's not far as you just head southwards, just about a block, basically. There is another crowd around the bodies as people are already kind of looking over the bodies and seeing and making remarks. People are gasping. Some people are crying. There's a scene happening here.
As we approach, Simon will like hold up the lantern and call out, say, please step back, everyone. We're collecting these unfortunate souls for the sheriff right now. She's been sent for.
These people are not of any the monsters are not of any distinction to us or anyone living or dead.
As one person cries out, what do you mean this is Ciora? This is Ciora. I thought she was I don't know what's I thought she was traveling. I don't understand.
Everyone return to your homes. The sheriff will investigate this matter and there will be news in the morning. And like, Olus, do you have like a cloak or something or like a blanket on the back of the horse that we could cover these with?
I've got like a saddle blanket, but that's really it.
Well, maybe the lady wouldn't mind if we borrowed it for just a moment.
All right. I just start undoing like the saddle, the straps, and everything like that to get the saddle off, and just kind of hucking it over my shoulder. Get the saddle blanket over the bodies.
Takes a few minutes, and as you're doing this, Simon, you kind of eventually manage to get most of the crowd separated or to disperse. However, the young woman who had previously cried out is not leaving. She's looking over the body, just clearly fraught, just very, very upset. Even through the rain, you can tell she's crying.
What did she say the body's name was?
Siora. Siora.
Ma'am, what was your name?
I'm Alencia. This is Siora. She was my neighbor. We.
Did you say Alencia?
Alencia. Elincia. Alencia.
Alencia.
Yes.
All right, Alencia, I need you to go inside, and please get out of the rain. Get yourself dry. We will take care of this.
What happened? Did you see what happened?
We don't know what happened.
I don't understand.
Please.
I thought she was.
And then we'll say please. And then we will just like say a prayer and bless her. Okay. We'll cast bless level 1.
Okay.
It gives her a +1 to hit and a +1 on saves against fear.
Sure.
Just trying to
Sure, absolutely. So as you say this prayer, there's kind of like this warmth that surges up to you, and you can almost feel it radiating out of you as you see Alencia, like she kind of finds her composure. She kind of wipes her face, despite the rain kind of drizzling down, messing up her hair, as she just says, "Thank you. I'll go back, but please tell me as soon as you learn anything. Please, I need to know. She was a dear friend, and she deserved better than this."
Come find me at the temple in a few days.
She nods, and kind of wringing her hands, looking down, but still a little bit better than she was, she departs.
Just try to get the bodies up on the horse and
sure. As you collect the bodies and kind of begin to set back to the tavern. In the meantime, Enwyn, Davhim, and Lenore. Eventually, Ollie comes back, and he has Maeve in tow, as both he and the sheriff are now here on the scene. As Maeve, just drenched, Maeve has donned armor, and she has this massive sword on her back, and looks like she is on edge. Like the kind of cool air in the night, you can see just the like steam coming out of her nose as she kind of like panting and almost kind of like snorting in like anger and frustration. She's kind of looks to you three, says, "What's going on? What's happened here?"
Just bringing out the hair again.
Yeah. Lenore would just step forward and kind of recount the events of the night with especially kind of highlighting almost the strategic specifics of number of enemies, where they came from, where they were eliminated, that Simon and Olus are going to collect the remaining bodies, and that townspeople were told they'd be updated in the morning, but that we didn't see any other threats. And unfortunately, like, Leon was recognized so far of the bodies, and Ibis.
Ibis.
Yes.
And yeah, just kind of highlighting all of the, kind of keeping it almost, I hate to say cold, but just that almost military report of like, battle happened. This was it.
Sure. As you kind of finish up recounting this to Maeve, Olus and Simon, you return to the scene with the other two bodies. Yes.
I just real quick, could you go
Absolutely.
through the names of the Dambos real quick?
So there was Leon. Leon was one. There was one named Ivus that Davhim had recognized. Seora is one that you overheard someone recognized, and the fourth one has not been named.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
On the way, as we're like walking back, just quickly to Olus, I just wanted to like check in and say, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think about the fact that, I mean, they look like people, so like they're people we know, right? So like something did this to them.
Yeah.
We gotta find it.
Well, we'll see what Maeve says. I'm proud of you. You did good.
Thanks. I just did what Sir Leo taught me.
He would be proud of you.
Thanks.
And so would your uncle.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I he was proud of me before this,
Of course he was.
But yeah, that's good to hear.
Simon will just like reach out, put a hand on Olus's shoulder as they rejoin.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Thank you.
All right. Just for the record, I think we should track these. I think we should track where this came from. I think we should be the ones to do this.
We'll see what Maeve says.
Okay. All right.
So, you all having collected the bodies and returning. Davhim, did you have something?
Yeah, just wanted to
Absolutely.
mention, like, while Lenore is explaining, once Lenore reaches like a chill point, Davhim like kind of recounts like the same things a little bit, but from his perspective, because they were separated for a time.
Sure, absolutely. As Maeve kind of goes underneath the awning, she pulls out a little piece of parchment, and you see her kind of like starting to scribble down some notes. As she kind of tucks it back underneath her armor, she's kind of like taking both of your accounts into her report. As the five of you eventually reconvene and finish kind of feeling in Maeve on the situation, it's pretty clear. Maeve is pretty upset, but you can see her falling into kind of like you, Lenore, into that sort of like that training's kicking in. She's going into way more of a colder and analytical mindset as she looks to you all and says, I have to admit, I was not surprised. I didn't think that this group would be so capable. I'm glad to be so wrong. I must admit that this is very disturbing news. These events. I think it's best if you all go back home for tonight, get some rest, and come see me in the morning. We have much to discuss, and I'm going to need your help. In the meantime, don't talk to anyone. Don't give them anything. Don't let rumors be fueled and spread around, because this will get way out of hand. We need to keep people as calm and steady as possible.
Understood.
Be safe going home. Oh, and Simon. Good work. All of you, good work. As you see her kind of, in the meantime, like, people have come. She has like several people with her as they begin to load the bodies up onto a cart and kind of drape kind of like a canvas over it. As she kind of like basically dismisses you all, unless there's anything you all wish to speak to her about or wish to do. At this point, it is well after midnight at this point, between the reports and just talking to everyone. It is very late, but the night is yours for whatever you all wish to do.
Before we leave, Olus just kind of hovers over the bodies for a minute and just stands there kind of looking down at them.
We know, can I spot the one that hasn't been identified? Just kind of maybe make out what it is, who it is?
Sure. Giving it a look over, it is pretty clearly a human. They have a relatively darker complexion that would indicate that they are likely either have immigrated or their family has immigrated from Zenazar. Much warmer climate.
Yeah.
But aside from that, hard
personally.
if you want to do a some sort of like check to investigate, by all means, you're welcome to.
Sure. I'd love to go up and just say like, okay, that's Ivis, there's Leon, is your who's this? And what is your wisdom?
Sure. That's the fun of Castles and Crusades, is you get to make arguments for what kind of check you want to make. So, whatever. Wisdom would be my default. However, if you have an argument for another check,
yeah. Can I make an argument for charisma? Like, I'm very much like a people person, and so it makes sense that like I might have actually met this person just by being talkative and.
Sure.
Stuff.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a charisma check.
On that note, Lenore has eidetic memory, so if she had seen that person at some point, she would recognize them.
God, that is so cool.
That's so cool.
I already hate that ability, and it is order operation. So Davhim, looking over this person, you are fairly confident you have not spoken with this person or interacted with them in any sort of major capacity. You're decently confident too. You've been here a while. Like, you're pretty sure this is actually not a citizen of Havensford, more than likely.
Sure. All right.
Lenore, with your eidetic memory, eidetic.
I'm not sure.
Eidetic.
I'll look it up on Google.
With your Adidas memory. No. You have seen this person before. While you have not spoken with them in any capacity, you have seen them around town and know that they clearly conduct some sort of business here. And they're basically, as best as you can recall from your just observations, they're some sort of traveling merchant.
Okay. I would share that with Maeve, but
sure,
wouldn't really do too much else with it.
Absolutely.
Enwyn is just kind of gonna woodenly like start walking home.
When could you sorry, could you help me limp home?
Sure. Come on.
Thanks. We'll go. Yeah.
Sure. As you all retire back to your homes.
Simon will, like, as they're going, like, shout medical advice to Davhim. Make sure you keep it raised, and
he kind of like waves it off. He's like, it's probably just a sprain.
I love it. The rest of you, is there anything you all wish to do, or are you retiring for the night?
I have a note just for when Wynn gets home.
Sure, absolutely.
I assume that no one is awake.
No, the soft sounds of snoring, coupled with the light drizzle on the roof, are all that meet your ears.
Okay. She is going to come in very quietly, listen for Miriam. Knowing that Miriam does not leave the house very often, she's going to make a mental note that she's going to basically boss Theo around all day tomorrow and keep him on the farm.
Okay.
So that he doesn't get out into the village.
Sure.
And that's all.
Okay. Olus, yes.
Olus, when he returns to the stable and like gets Lady Spins back into her stall, he goes up to his little his kind of loft that he sleeps in up top, and he lays down for a minute, kind of wiping himself off with a wet rag or something, and gets up, walks over to a table and unfurls like an old piece of paper, which at the top of it just reads "Protect the common folk," and immediately beneath it he puts "Fight the greater evil," and then rolls it up, puts it back, and goes to bed.
Yo,
I love it. Yes. Simon.
Simon will return to like the small, like stone temple, like empty and dark in there, and he'll dry off, get a change of clothes, and then he'll go into like a back room and move a couple of things and pull out, just kind of kneel down on the ground and like pull out a trunk and open it up, and all of his like armor and his weapon, and on top a red sash. He'll just like put a hand on his torso to the side and just kind of and get the stuff out and start like cleaning everything up.
As you pull out the red sash, a single gold coin falls out from the sash in its folds.
A gold coin.
1 gold coin.
It's not just pennies anymore.
He'll look around, see if there's like anyone around in the darkened.
Make a wisdom check.
Sure. If only I knew how. Here we go. Nope.
You look around. It's quiet. It's just you in there.
Better than a penny. I'll just turn in.
Lenore.
Lenore would go back to her property and walk down to the riverside and then go under the water and just scream while she's underwater. Just let it all out, like, and then get out of the river and go back to her house and just kind of set up in front of her fire and cuddle a raccoon.
Lenore, give me a wisdom check, please, as you go down to the river and as you scream into the river. Okay.
Damn, Emily.
As you just stick your head into the cold river as it's flowing and just scream underwater, the bubbles kind of coming up. You kind of come back up, flip your hair back, the rain kind of meshing with it. As you kind of clean your eyes, you swear a tiny little seal ways down the ways at kind of like closer towards the mouth of the river, where it kind of begins to kind of bend out of sight and goes further down into the ocean. You swear you see a little seal just kind of looking at you, and as you kind of like look a little harder, seems to have been gone now.
I will make seal cooing noises at it, even though it's gone.
You want to give us a demonstration?
I need a demonstration.
Just a real quick.
Just a real quick.
Real quick cooing.
A little.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what does seals sound like? What is their vocal?
Have you seen the egg video? Egg.
I haven't.
Egg. 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 Egg.
It's a pretty good seal. Go. For the shiggles of it, give me a charisma check. Are you gonna start looking up?
Is it 2009? Did you just say shiggles?
For the shiggles.
Wow.
I just did that for the laughs, not expecting me to actually cue it back to me. But I rolled well. So
You did. So you make kind of like a bit of a cooing sound, and right at the bend of the river, you see a head, a seal head, now very very clearly pop up, and it just seems to be looking at you.
I would kind of continue with that call, but also just kind of sit on the edge of the river, just like palms out, very open, just aware that it sees me and I see him.
It just seems to watch you for a bit.
Okay.
As you coon kind of like watch, before eventually it kind of turns, looks back to you, and it disappears down into the river.
I do have my Nico and Pepper who come and visit me regularly, so it wouldn't really faze Lenore too much. Like,
Sure.
they, can bring friends or whatever.
Sure.
So
Absolutely. Pretty clearly not Nico or Pepper. Just as a note. This one's a little smaller, but yeah, you do. You see it go. As you return inside and cuddle with a raccoon. So, unless there's anything else from you all, night falls and passes as you all take a rest, get all nice and rested up.
Do I get my hit point back?
You may have exactly 1 hit point back.
Yeah.
I think that's all you lost, right?
Correct.
Luckily.
It's fine.
I
Just
jumped
a
off a
bruise.
horse.
So the sun rises, morning greets you. There is already, for those of you kind of closer into the city, there is already the sounds of people bustling outside, kind of a commotion, as people are pretty clearly on edge. It's likely not many people got a lot of good rest last night, as the town stirs uneasily and groggily in the morning. The day is yours. However, Maeve has requested that you all make an appearance to speak with her a little more later on in the day, at your convenience. But the day is yours. What do you all wish to do?
When do we want to cut?
Right here. That's gonna be it for tonight. That's a good point. Gotcha. I gotcha. It was a trick. We just thought we were gonna play more. It was a ruse. Oh, but no, that will be it for the end of session 3, I believe.
Wow.
Which is
my
super
God.
exciting stuff. Thank you all so
Breezy
much for
series.
watching.
We're bingeable now.
We're
Oh, yeah.
binge. You can binge us. It's
binge
really
us.
fun.
Three's a habit.
It's true. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Trollord Games, for letting us be here and making a kick-ass game. That's really cool.
Yeah, super
and
fun.
thank you all players for playing. This is fun. We're all learning, and I can't wait to read everyone's, I'm sure, very thoughtful, well-spoken, and understanding
Totally
comments, telling me how I've mastered the rules of this game.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to reading your comments.
And thank
No
you,
criticism.
Castle Keeper,
Oh,
for Castle
thank you.
keeping a great game.
Oh, thank you. But thank you again so much for watching. We'll be back next week, and we are super stoked to continue the story and uncover what is going on in Havensford. So, thank you all. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Ah.
Bye.